Hello and good day, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar on LinkedIn strategies for academic and professional success. I'm Mahtab Keramati, your organizer for today's session. As a member of Skill Development Department at Women Ascension, I'm thrilled to guide you through this valuable program designed to help you grow professional and academically. For those who may be new to Women Ascension, it's a non-profit organization, operates in 81 countries, with a mission to improve women and young professionals through essential skills training. Our focus spans on leadership development, digital literacy, vocational training, all with the aim of unlocking individual potential and fostering career growth. I'm also excited to introduce you our speaker, Ms. Noor Huda Akram, a key feature in Women Ascension Skill Development Department. Noor Huda is our trainer in this session. So let me highlight today's webinar objectives. We will focus on three different objectives. Number one, using LinkedIn for networking and career growth. Number two, create a strong LinkedIn profile. And the last one, leveraging LinkedIn for job search. So these are all essential skills that can help you evaluate your LinkedIn profile and take control of your professional journey. So without any waste of the time, I would like to hand it over to Ms. Noor Huda Akram to begin our session. Ms. Noor Huda, over to you.
Thank you, Mahtab, for introducing me. So we'll start with our session today. So I'm Noor Huda, and I'm going to guide you about LinkedIn, how you can make a profile, how you can add different sections, because there are a lot of sections that LinkedIn offers, and it kind of become overwhelming to know exactly what should we add and how we should add. So we are going to talk about all these things. So today I'm going to give you a review as well. We all know about LinkedIn. We all are using LinkedIn most probably. So I will give you the reason why it's important to have a LinkedIn profile, why it's important to have a well-built LinkedIn profile. So once you know the why behind this, once you know the importance of something, you are going to give 100% to that specific thing. So secondly, we will discuss about the profile building and then how you can make it well optimized. And at the last, we will talk about how often you should post on LinkedIn, what should be your content strategy and everything. So, there are other platforms, social media platforms like Instagram, like Snapchat, that we are using on a daily basis. You go and follow different celebrities and influencers and you follow their content. These all platforms are more focused on the entertainment thing. Even if you follow someone who is creating educational content, you are not really very sure that either the person is sharing authentic information or not. You have to do the research, but you are not very sure of this thing. Secondly, let's suppose you are actively seeking for some kind of job or some kind of internship in any company, and you need some information regarding the company culture and the application procedure or some kind of criteria. So you have to reach out to some person that is like working in the company. So you can't really find this information on Instagram or on Facebook. Like if I want to apply in Nestle for an internship, I don't even know the one single name from the the Nestle company who I can reach out, and I can ask him about the company culture. I can ask him about what are the exact procedure, what are the criteria if I want to apply to an internship. I can't find all these information on these platforms. Even if I know the person, I can't really sure is this the right person, is this a real account, or I don't really know the qualifications. So about the qualifications, about the experience, about the person, expertise, you will get to know each and every information about certain person, about a certain company on LinkedIn. So it's greatly going to help you in networking with professionals, in networking with right people. Like I belong to nutrition and dietetics field. So if I want to get connected with my professionals for a job or a internship, I can reach out to the company page, I can reach out to their employers, and I can ask them the information, right? So it's a great place for networking, and it's going to help you in your professional life. Because nowadays, every big or small company, they do have a LinkedIn pages they say, because it add to their authenticity. LinkedIn will give you the information of all employees of the company. You can visit their profiles, you can connect with them, you can reach out to them for your queries, and they are going to help you, because unlike other platforms, the people here are ready to give you the information, ready to help you, to assist you in whatever career query you need or you have. Secondly, comes the personal branding. Personal branding is when you advertise or promote yourself, like your skills or services or your knowledge. You share your work activities and expertise with your audience. So why it's important, important to share your expertise, share your knowledge, share your work activities with others, because it will help you build credible. It will help you become trust. People are going to trust you when you are sharing the right information. Like I'm a nutritionist. If I'm actively sharing content that is related to my field, I'm sharing the latest research, people are going to trust me that yes, I am a good nutritionist. I know the latest things. I'm sharing the research. So people are going to trust me. So it's because it is going to make you like stand off the ground, because there are hundreds of nutritionists, or maybe even thousands of nutritionists on LinkedIn. So how you are going to stand out, how you are going to make your brand yourself. LinkedIn is a good opportunities related to nutrition, because yeah, like initially when you are a graduate, fresh graduate, or you are very at the start of your career, you are sending connection requests to recruiters, and you are sending your resumes and cover letters and everything. You're talking about your work on your personal branding. Once you have built a well-reputed repute and your brand, people are going to reach out to you. The recruiters will reach out to you, and they may offer job, or they may offer any kind of opportunity to you. So it's important to work on your personal branding and on the networking thing. And LinkedIn is the best platform. You can do networking, you can do personal branding on any platform. And it's good if you're doing it on all platforms like Facebook and Instagram, because you will find your audience, you will find your customers, like if you are selling some kind of skill or services on every platform. But if you want to grow in your professional career, or if you want to connect with professionals, so if you want to get a job, if you are doing personal branding, and if you are working on your LinkedIn profile. Secondly, many of you might be interested in applying scholarships. So some universities also ask for your LinkedIn profiles and their Twitter, like your LinkedIn and Twitter profile. So if you have a well-built, well-optimized LinkedIn profile, you can share it with them. And because they are going to judge you based on your profile, like what are your activities, what are your skill set, either you are involving yourself in some kind of extracurricular activities or volunteer work or something like that. So your profile picture is going to talk about you. So I hope you understand the why now, why it's important to have a LinkedIn profile, why it's important to make connections, to connect with recruiters, with professionals of your field. So now we will start with the profile. The first step that you already have you all have account on LinkedIn, right? Just let me know in the chat box. Because the very first step is having an account, or making an account on LinkedIn, and the second very step is building a profile. And then we will move to the content strategy and what should we post, what should we not post, and everything you're doing. Okay, that's great. You all have a LinkedIn profile. So I'm sharing the screen. Just let me know if it's visible. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for responding. So this is my profile, and we will go through each component, each section that you will be adding to your LinkedIn profile to make it stand out, to make it well optimized. By optimization, I mean let's suppose you are using the right keywords. I'm a nutritionist, I'm a dietitian, so I must write these keywords and all the words I use in my degree. Like for me, the meal management, diet planning, dietary management, diabetes management, these are the keywords that are found in my field. So I will write all these keywords. I will add all these keywords in my profile. So it will going to make you it will increase the optimization of your profile. Secondly, if you are adding all the sections, like all the relevant sections with a good description, this is also going to add add into your optimization thing. So let's start with our profile picture. The very first thing people going to see on whenever they are opening your profile. So like There are 100, like I'm Noor Huda, and you may find 100 or maybe thousands or maybe hundreds of Noor Huda on LinkedIn. So how people are going to recognize me? They are going to identify me. They are going to recognize me based on my profile picture and based on my headline. So this is the headline that we write about ourselves. So it's important to have a profile picture. There are some guidelines that I'm going to share. Firstly, do add a profile picture. If you haven't added one, it's not a good impression. It will not going to add a good impression on yourself because people might think it's not a authentic account or it's not a real account. So it's important to must have a profile picture. Secondly, when you are selecting your picture to add it here, make sure it's not a selfie. It's not a group picture and you like cropped yourself and you added the picture. So it's not going to look professional. Make sure you are wearing a professional dress and you are having a professional background. Professional background means not very fancy, like you are attending a wedding and you got a good picture and you chose to add it in the profile picture section. That is going to distract. So make sure not to add some kind of picture that have a fancy background or that may distract. So you can add a picture where you are looking at the camera, and it's recommended that your picture should consist of like 60% of your face. The purpose is your face should be visible, like not too close and not too far that it becomes difficult to see exactly who you are. So these are general guidelines. Add a profile picture and add a professional profile picture where you are looking at the camera. It's simple with professional dressing with a simple background. If like I have a simple background there, you can also replace the background with some color, like maybe yellow color, maybe green color, or maybe simple white color if you don't really want the background behind. So you can remove it or you can replace it with some kind of color. So that's the very first thing. Make sure to add your profile picture. If you are not very comfortable in sharing your picture on LinkedIn, on public, like some of the girls are not very comfortable. So you can add animated picture of yourself. Prefer to add your picture, your original picture, but if you don't really want to share, then you can go with an animated picture where you are looking at the camera, something like that. Because this is one thing that people are going to identify you with, but your headline is also going to talk about who you are, and either you are the right person or not, if someone is looking for, the relevant skills or relevant person. So I hope it's clear now. Secondly, we will discuss this LinkedIn banner. The thing we can see behind our profile picture, it's maybe called a background picture, but we call it as LinkedIn banner. Just like we see banners on streets and where the companies are promoting their products and services. So same goes here. This is the opportunity for you, or this is the place where you can advertise yourself. You can talk about your skill set. You can talk about your services. Like I'm a nutritionist, so I added this description in I chose a simple background, like whitish, and then I wrote my name, my profession, and then I wrote this quotation thing, like fueling your health transformation with evidence-based nutrition. So you can add about yourself. You can add your contact information, like maybe your email. I will show you some sample profiles in a minute. But this is the place, this is the opportunity for you where you can advertise yourself, talk about your skill set. If you are a undergraduate, or if you're a fresh graduate and you are not very sure of your career goals, like maybe you want to switch career or something, so there are some other options too that you can follow. So let me share the document. I've opened a Word document for you guys. So these are some of the samples, like how you can make a headline or how you can make a LinkedIn banner for yourself. The first option that you can do, or first thing that you can do about your LinkedIn banner, like you are not really sure about your skill set, you are learning things, you are on your learning journey, you are developing skills, but you haven't developed yet, and you are not offering any kind of skill set, like for those who are undergraduates and for those who are fresh graduates. So they are like on the learning journey. So in this scenario, you can add a picture. Simple picture, you can search it on Google. Like if I am a nutritionist, I belong to food industry. So I can just write a keyword on nutrition picture for LinkedIn banner. So you will get to see a lot of results here. This is the LinkedIn banner and I can add relevant pictures. So whenever someone is opening my profile, by looking at my picture, by looking at my headline, and most importantly, by looking at my LinkedIn banner, they will get to know that this profile is going to be about someone who belongs to the food and nutrition field, or who is going to talk about the food things and how about health and dietary management and everything. So this is one option that you can adopt. You can simply search a keyword. You can write a keyword in the Google and you can search for a picture, and then you can add the picture here. Or you can search it on Canva as well. You will find even better pictures there, and there will be no issue of like copyright or something. So like this is one way where you can add a relevant picture. Second is if you have skills, or maybe if you are learning skills, then this can be your, this is one of the sample. He is he wrote his name, he's Asadullah Khan, but he wrote as his profession. He's like mechanical engineering by profession. So he wrote as Asad Mechanic. Then he wrote about his skills, blogger and affiliate marketer, and then his contact details. So if someone of you is offering some kind of skills, or if you are a freelancer, you can add relevant skills, you can add then your contact information, you can write your name. So like this is one thing that you can do. Secondly, I've also added the LinkedIn banner of our ma'am Maheen. So you can do this thing as well. You can write your name, you can write a quotation, or the quotation that is going to tell you what you do and who you are. Like this is one another LinkedIn banner. You grow through what you go through. So although it's a quotation, but it's what it it's aligning with this person's profession. She is like providing guidance about the personal branding and the copywriting and how you can grow on LinkedIn, the content strategies. So she has written a relevant content. So if you don't want to add a picture, so you can add a quote as well. Like I'm giving example as per my field. Like I can write or if you are from food industry or someone from food science and everything, so you can write like you are what you eat. So this is a quotation that we study in our degree. You are what you eat. If you are going to eat healthy, you will have a healthy mind and a healthy body. So you can write some quotation as well. Make sure it's interesting, make sure it's aligning with whatever your profile is about. If you are from engineering background, you can write some a quotation, an interesting or fun fact about engineering or something. And same goes with every other degree. So this is another way. The first was you can add a picture, simply search it on Google and Canva or Pinterest and either platform, and you can add the relevant picture as your LinkedIn banner, because it's important to not leave it blank. It's a place for you to advertise yourself or to let people know what this profile is going to about. So first is adding a picture, second is adding a quotation, and third is these ways, like where you can mention your skills just like this, or you can mention your achievements. Like if you are already working, you are a content writer and you've written for many organizations and you have worked with many clients, so you can write your achievements. Like you have worked 50 plus projects, just like he has written that 50 plus brands. He has worked with 50 plus brands and helped them in the digital marketing and content creation and growing. So this can be your third strategy of adding a LinkedIn banner. You can talk about your skill or you can talk about your achievements in that particular field. Yes, so we have a question here. What about banking sectors? So banking sectors, you will see, I would always recommend you because something about the content creation. But the best advice I will going to give you is visit the profiles of the professionals of your field. Like if you are from the banking sector, you can check out the profiles of those who are working in the same sector and they have experience of years, or they are actively using LinkedIn, because it's greatly going to help you find the keywords, how you should be. There will be different criteria, different keywords that I will be using it. So in your banking, in engineering and other fields, there will be different keywords and you have to present things in a different way. So with the professionals of your field, like if you are maybe if you're doing an MBA or if you are doing related to finance something, so you can get connected to Canva. About the question how you can make a banner, so let me okay. So you can use Canva. You can also search like here, but on Google, but you will also like only get the pictures. But if you want to customize your banner, you want to add about like just like samples I've taken and you want to make something like that, so you can use Canva. Canva is the best tool for using it. So you can simply write it here, LinkedIn banner, and it will recommend you, hundreds of result, and you can choose any one that aligns with your field, that is related to your field. So I've written here LinkedIn banner, and it has given me these designs, Canva templates that I can follow. So I can simply select it, and then I edit it, add my details, add whatever I want to add. So you can add all these things. So yeah, this is one way where you can search on Canva about the LinkedIn banner, and you can use any of the templates. They have given me about 20,000 templates. So you can use any template. You can even write the field. Like if I'm writing here food, so it's going to give me the templates that is somehow relevant to the food thing and diet thing. I'm sharing my screen again, so just let me know if it's visible because it was making an issue. Yes. So you can use Canva for making the LinkedIn banner. Plus, there is another thing that you can do, because sometimes Canva, the templates that Canva is recommending, sometimes it's of the larger size, and when you are adding it in your profile, you have to crop it, right? So the best way is you can write this. You can take a screenshot of these pixels, and I will also share this profile with you guys once we are done with this session. So you can write these pixels. 1584 will be the length, or I guess the width, and 396 will be the width, length, whatever the measurements are. But these are the size that you can use, and LinkedIn, the Canva will give you the exact measurements and will give you a template with the exact measurements, and you can then customize it. You can add pictures, and you can write content and whatever you want to write. And then you can save it, download it, and add it in your LinkedIn banner. One thing, while making your, the LinkedIn banner, make sure to not add something in this area, because your profile picture is going to appear, and whatever you have written here is going to be, it's not going to visible. People are not going to see that thing if you have written something, your contact information or any kind of thing. So everything, most of the things that you are going to add is in this part, in the middle, in this top section, in this very, the right part. You can add add text, add pictures or anything. Okay, so this was about the LinkedIn matter. Then comes our headline. The headline is where you are going to tell people who you are, what you do, what you are good at. You can write about your qualifications. Like I have written here, nutritionist and dietitian, because it's my profession and I'm pursuing my career in this field. If you are, maybe you have done engineering, but you are not very interested in starting your career in engineering. Rather, you are in freelancing and you have learned graphic designing, and now you're offering graphic designing skills. So you can write graphic designer here. So whatever profession, whatever your career you are pursuing, you can write the keywords here, nutritionist and dietitian, just like I have written, and you will write as per your qualifications, as per your degree and whatever you are pursuing. Secondly, you can talk about your job positions. Like I am working with a foundation, and my role is about the student counseling. So I have written as student counselor because it's something I also want to involve in my career, and I may be like, I want to avail any opportunity that is about the counseling thing. So I have written these words in as a student counselor. You can write about your skills. Like I have written as writer and graphic designer. I've also made a page on Insta where I'm sharing, the blogs in my language in Urdu. And I'm also doing graphic designing to some extent. So I have written these skills in here. So there are some samples that I'm going to share with you guys. Like for undergraduates, when you are learning things, when you are, getting your degree and you haven't started, you are not looking for a job or you're not looking for internship at the very moment. So this is some of the sample headlines that you can follow, right? Like you can write aspiring and then your profession, aspiring nutritionist or dietitian, aspiring public health professional, aspiring graphic designer, or whatever the skill you want to pursue your career in, or whatever your degree is about. Then you can write something passionate, learner, eager to grow. If you want to say something else, you can write as well. You're not going to follow, like you don't have to follow the exact samples here that I have written. You can customize things as per your needs, as per how you feel about yourself. So you can, like, it's something where you're going to write about yourself in keywords and in 1 or 2 lines, right? So like public health, then you can write your degree, like public health student, or if you are in engineering, so you can write engineering student exploring opportunities in your field of interest. So this is for undergraduates. And if you are a fresh graduate, if you are doing freelancing, so this can be your go-to options. Like you can write your degree, ready to make an impact, or you can do, the things like I have done. I have written about my profession, then my roles in different organizations. And the best thing is if you are already like offering something, I'm currently not offering any nutritional services, so I haven't added this. But if you are offering some kind of services, then you can add, a tagline. Let me show you some example. So we can look at this profile. Like he is an SEO expert. So he has mentioned like SEO for life, building an ecosystem for free education. So you can write some quotation or, not quotation, but, a tagline about what you are, about your service or about your skill set. And if you're like freelancing, then you can write freelance this, your skill specialist helping clients with specific services, like helping clients with grow their brand. If you are a digital marketer or if you are a content creator or content writer, so you can write something like helping clients with, the specific services you are offering. And then you are open to this kind of projects. And then partnering with clients to achieve this kind of goals. So for fresh graduates, these can be your go-to options, and or you can customize it as per your field, as per your skill set. And for undergraduates, you can follow this template. So let's get back to my profile. So we have discussed profile picture, LinkedIn banner, the headline where you can write keywords, where you can write statements of what you are offering or what you are interested in. You can talk about your interest. You can talk about your skills. You can mention your skills. Or if you are offering any kind of services, then you can write I am helping this people with this problem, right? You can add something like that in your headline section. Then comes your contact information. In the contact information, you can add your email. I have added my profile and the email section. You can also add your contact phone number, but your email is enough. If you don't really want to share your phone number or contact details, you you have the opportunity, you have the freedom to not do so. Then this is one important thing about the public profile URL. Whenever you are sharing your LinkedIn profile with someone else, how you are going to share it in a professional way. Because we are adding nowadays, we are applying for jobs online. People are asking for your LinkedIn profiles and you are sharing your LinkedIn profile link with them. So it's important to share a professional link and in a professional way. Like some of you guys might be doing this, like you are just copying the link from here and you are sending a very lengthy LinkedIn profile link with someone else. What's the best way? What's the professional way is this. You can like do it on your mobile phone as well, but if you're using your laptop, then this is where your profile URL is appear. So you can simply copy it and you can share it with anyone you want to share. You can add as it is on your LinkedIn, on your resume or your cover letter. Or make sure to also customize it, because sometimes when you have like made a new account, or by default when your URL consists of some numbers, like let me give you an example. Okay, so sometimes you have your name like Noor Huda, and then you have some kind of numbers written with them. It's like by default, like Noor Huda 325678. So these are the numbers that you might have seen in your URL when you are sharing it. So make sure to customize it because it doesn't look very professional. You have to remove the numbers because it's unnecessary and it compromises the professionalism. So this is how you can edit it. You can just go to your profile section. In your home page, this is where you are going to see the public profile and URL link. This is the pencil button. You are going to click it, and this page will open. So from there, you can customize your URL. For example, I have written Noor Huda Akram. So I have already like customized it and I have already removed the numbers. But if you haven't done it, so make sure to customize it in advance. Like I'm saving it here as Noor Huda. So you might see this like that URL is not available because someone else has already used this URL, Noor Huda. So I can't really use the same, the link. So I have to add some different verb. It can be an alphabet or it can be some, 1 or 2 numbers. Rather than having 3, 7, 8 numbers in your profile, you can just write, maybe I can write 1, 2, or maybe I can write, I have written Akram. So this URL was available. So I was able to, add this in my profile. So make sure to customize your profile link. And whenever you are sharing your profile URL, copy it from here and then share it rather than sharing the lengthy link that might you copy, like you're copying it from here. Or you can just open your profile, you can check the contact information and you can like simply copy it from this contact information section. So now let's move to the next sections, analytics. Analytics are going to tell you about your post impressions. If you have posted anything, how many people are viewing your profile, like 524 people have recently viewed my profile. And I have appeared in 108 search appearances, like 108 people have searched for my profile. And these are the post impressions, like if you have shared any content, if you have posted any picture or any content. So this is going to give you an overview of how many impressions do you have get. Like it's mean the post I have shared, it reaches out to 665 people. So this is how you can get to know about either you are growing or not, either your content is reaching out to more people or not, or it's just, Okay, if you have like I am a nutritionist, I have degree in nutrition. So, but I have learned about graphic designing. So yes, I have added. There's a question about like by Rami. So you can mention skills if you have the expertise. It's not important to have a degree or certification in it, but if you have learned the skill and if you can like do a paid work, or if you can help someone with graphic designing skills or any other skill, then you can write is because you can write it here. But you will add, if like I'm claiming to be a graphic designer, I should add some kind of, the experience, maybe in this experience section or in the volunteer work section or in the courses section where I can show, yes, I have done these courses. I have done this work where I worked as a graphic designer. So I do have relevant expertise and I do have relevant experience. So you can add the skill set, even if you don't have a degree in, but make sure to add the testimonials, make sure to add the projects that you have done. So next comes to the about section. About section is where you are going to talk more about yourself. Like in the headline, we were just using 1 or 2 lines and we were just using the keywords. But in this about section, you can write whatever you want to know people about, like whatever you want to say about yourself. Like people must know this thing about myself. Just like I've started with passionate about defining the connection between food and health. Then I wrote a paragraph where I was talking about my skills about nutrition and dietetics. Then I talk about my interest, like I have an interest in mental health. So I wrote a paragraph talking about my interest. So like I am open to those opportunities, maybe the volunteer work opportunities, or maybe the some paid thing where I can volunteer myself for like the opportunity that is related to mental health. Although it's not directly related to my field, but I do have an interest in this field and I do have some kind of past experience where I was involved in the relevant work, in the relevant interest. Then I talked about my other interests, like I'm passionate about mentoring and guiding others in professional journeys and like training others, mentoring others, counseling others. So in this about section, you are going to write about who you are, what you are doing, your currently activities, maybe you are doing a job. So you can mention a bit about your responsibilities, your skill set. Secondly, you can add about interest. Like if you are an undergraduate, like you are learning things, so you can write about your interest. Just like I have written my interest in the mental health field, I have written like talked about my interest in mentoring and the counseling thing. So you can talk about your interest as well. And then lastly, I have added my experience. Like, yes, if I'm talking about like mentoring, guiding others, this is what I'm passionate about. So I do have a past experience where I have worked with this thing. And there is another thing, about section, how you can write about section, who is Asad. So you can follow this pattern as well. Who is Asad? Or who you are. So you are going to write about yourself. You have this degree, you are doing this work, you have this skill set regarding your field. Then what I do, if you are providing any kind of skills, or if you are like if you are a fresh graduate, or if you are offering some kind of skills, then you can mention it here. If you have experience, then you can write my experience, and then you can talk about all your experience. You can mention stats and figures, like I help 50 people, I trained 50 people about LinkedIn coaches, or like we have 30 participants here. So I can add in my experience section, like I have trained about 30 individuals on how you can build a LinkedIn profile. So you can add your experience and then what's in it for you, what you are offering, or some kind of call to action, like I'm looking forward to connect with individuals who share the same interest, or I'm open to the opportunities where I can work as a nutritionist or where I can help people with their dietary problems. So you can, in the last, you can add something like that. So like this is what you will be adding in your about section. About yourself, you may add about your qualification, your skill set, or your services you're offering. About, you can talk about your interest or whatever you want others to know about you. Got it? If someone don't write yet and they're about how to write, where to add. If you are asking like what exactly you have to write in the about section, like you are beginning in the field, like let's suppose I made my profile, LinkedIn profile when I was in my, I guess, third year or in my second year. So in the very start, I write it like as a dedicated student of nutrition and dietetics, I'm on a mission on this and this. So you can talk about how you are going to make a difference in your field, like what you are passionate about. If you have chosen nutrition degree or something degree that like engineering degree, what are you passionate about? You are passionate about maybe creating some kind of technology that can help people with, you know, certain problem, or just like nutrition. So I am very passionate about making some kind of products from like using which we can address the malnutrition or the, you know, the deficiency problem. So you can write about your future goals, what or your future prospect, something. And then you can write about your interest. And once you are done with your degree, once you have developed the skill set, then you can add or you can update your about section, because all your profile, the LinkedIn profile is going to be updated time to time. You may get involved in some kind of volunteer opportunity. You may get some kind of job. So you are going to update each and every section based on your recent activities, based on your recent achievements and skill set you are learning. I hope it answers your questions. Secondly, this is a services section. If someone is or someone of you is freelancing or is offering any kind of skill, it may be graphic designing or freelancing thing. It may be some nutrition skill, right? If I'm a nutritionist, so I may offer diet planning services or something like that. So LinkedIn also offer this section where you can add your services. You can add your page. Let me open this section. So this is the my service page, like service page as a graphic designer. This is about me where I'm talking about my experience in the graphic designing. Then I haven't added any kind of media review because I made this a long time ago, but this is how you can add your services on LinkedIn. So then comes our section. This is the activity section. You can see your post, you can see your comments, like comments on whatever post and your images here. And from there, you can create a new post. You can share anything you want to share with your audience. Then comes the experience. So let's explore all these sections from here. Add profile section. On your laptop, you can see from here, like add profile section, and LinkedIn is going to offer you a number of sections that you can add into your profile. So I'm going to discuss one by one from here, and then we can see some of the sections, like how exactly you can write these sections. Like in the education section, you are going to add your education. Your like if you can add your intermediate or metric education, or you know, the primary education or secondary education, but it's not really important and it doesn't matter greatly. Your bachelor's or your graduation and your postgraduate degrees, you can mention these education in it like here. You can mention your school, the university, the degree, your field of study, the starting date, and the month date. You can add your grade if you think your grade is good enough. So you can mention it as well, but it's not a requirement. You can talk about your activities and societies if you have involved yourself in some kind of extracurricular stuff, or if you've been a part of some kind of society, then you can write this name, your role, and your responsibilities, and whatever achievements you got from this role. Then you can write description. You can talk about like your degree, like as I have started this and this, so like I did this project and this, right? You can add a description. And then you can add skill set, like I'm like my from as per nutritionist, so I can skill like meal management, or I can simply write as diet planning. So whatever the skills that is relevant to your field, you can add these skills in this part of some society. So you can add a picture where you was, you know, have a kind of group picture picture, or if you want to share some kind of achievement, so you can simply add a picture or the media content here. It can be a document, it can be some website link, or it can be some presentations. So in the education section, you are going to talk about the degrees you are doing, the bachelor's, the postgraduates, postdoctorates, and everything. So let's just discard it. So let's see the my education section, like here. So I have mentioned my bachelor's degree. I have recently started my master's, but I haven't added it yet. I will be adding it. But I have done BS Honors Nutrition and Dietetics. This is my university. I've also mentioned my grade. And then I have mentioned about activities and societies I was part in. I was communication and collaboration team head in Health Prize. So I just wrote the name and I added rest of the details, like what were my duties and responsibilities in the volunteer section. We will discuss it in a while, but I wrote whatever the societies I was part in. So this is how you can add your education and the description in the education part. Then comes the second, that is position. Position, like when you are doing a job or you have started a fellowship or even internship. Fellowship, internship, or your job, they all comes under the experience section. You can mention these internships, the observership, the apprenticeship, your job, and your fellowship. You can add all these things in your experience section or in the this position section. So you are going to write the title. Like if I was an intern somewhere, I was a graphic designer intern, so I will write here graphic designer intern. Then I will choose the employment type if I was doing full-time, part-time, self-employed, or if I'm running my own startup, then I will select self-employed, and I will be writing here as like CEO if I am the one who is leading the project or leading the startup idea. So I am going to write the relevant title. If I am offering a freelancing skill or if my page is about freelancing, then I'm going to choose freelance. Then you can choose the relevant option as per your work requirement. If you are doing an internship, then you can choose the internship and then you can save it. Then company name, then comes the location, if it was remote or if it was located somewhere, so you can write the location here. If you can write location type on-site, if it was in-person job activity or internship, you can select on-site. Hybrid means it was both on-site and it was both online working, like work from home and work from office. Both work types of work were involved. And remote means you did all the work online. So you can choose as per your job, whatever you're doing. So if you are currently working in this role, you are going to check this. If you are not, you can going to uncheck this, and you will then just add the starting date, and then you can add the descriptions here. So in this section, the position section, you are going to add your internships. You are going to talk about internships if an undergraduate or fresh graduate. If you are going to talk about your jobs, if you are doing some part-time job or full-time job, if you are running a startup, you can talk about your startup in this section, and you can write your duties and whatever you have to do as this role. Just like I have added here as Women Ascension Skill Development Fellow. Presently, I'm doing this fellowship with Women Ascension. So my title, I wrote this title, WASD Fellow. It's a part-time opportunity. LinkedIn helped me get this job, and I haven't added any kind of description because I'm doing it, and I will be adding in the description my duties, my responsibilities, what are my achievements once I'm like done with this fellowship. But this is how you can add the description. Let me you can see some samples here too. Like this is a one role where I was working as head of representative. So I mentioned it was a contract-based work. So I have written my experience, like I have an incredible journey with this organization. Then I talked about what I have done, what were my achievements. I was organizing successful camps. I was like conducting various courses. I was training people about like nutrition and the Canva and the things that can help them in their professional career. So I wrote about my duties. I wrote about my achievements. So this is how you can add a description of your role. You can talk about the responsibilities and duties. Then you can mention what exactly the organization is about. Then comes your duties and responsibilities. Then you can talk about your specific achievements. And let me open the document. How you can write the description. So these are the tips when you are writing your description in the experience section, in the volunteer section, volunteer experience, extracurricular section, and in the education section. Always start with an action verb. right? Like you can start with I managed 5 seminars. Yeah, organized 5 seminars where we gathered 50 participants and talked about this specific topic, helping them like providing knowledge on this and this, right? Like starting with the action verb. Then you can quantify the result and impact, like rather than writing I organized many webinars or I organized many training programs and training workshops, you can write I organized 10 workshops targeting 200 people, providing them knowledge about LinkedIn, helping them increase their visibility on LinkedIn, helping them in their professional career, something like that. Like you can quantify the result. You can mention how many seminars you organized, how many participants you trained, or if you help someone, if you are graphic designer, so you can add like I worked with 10 projects, 10 clients, and I provided them this services. So let's get back to the LinkedIn profile. So you can write just like we are adding things in our resume, we are writing in bullet points. So this is one option. You can either write the description in paragraph form, just like I have had it here, or you can write it in the form of, you know, this form. You can write bullet points. Like I did this career prep fellowship by Amal Academy, and I talked about, I learned about communication, and we also worked on skill development. And so I mentioned in the bullet points. So you can write paragraph in paragraph format, and you can also write in the bullet format. So pursuing a comparative written application, I talked about what was the topics that I was learning that time, or the business skills and teamwork and problem solving and everything. So in the experience section, if you are doing a fellowship, if you are doing a job, if you are doing the internship, so if you are going to add all these details in this experience section or in the position section, you will add a title, you will add a brief description. Maybe if you are working with the startups and not many people are aware of what exactly this startup is about, because like Women Ascension, many people on LinkedIn it's a well-developed page, so many people know about Women Ascension, so I don't need to add any description like Women Ascension is a non-profit organization working on this and this, because already people know. But if it's a startup, you can add a brief description of this is startup where we work on this and this thing, to let people know exactly what's your role is, what this company is about. Then you can talk about your role, responsibilities, what you were learning. Like if it was an internship or fellowship, you can talk about your learning experience, like how was your learning or what things you will learn specifically about the skill set. So next, let's come to another section, that is services. Like just like we've seen here, the services section where I was offering some services about the graphic designing. If you are providing some other kind of service, then you can add it from here. In the add profile section, then these are the core sections that you should have, or like if you are providing a skill, then you should have these, the sections, you must have these sections in your profile if applicable. Like if you have a career break, then you should be adding your career break section. So if you are providing services, then do add this section, add services, and they will ask you what kind of services you are providing. You can provide multiple services. Like, and I can provide graphic designing. I can also provide maybe mentorship services, and I can also provide nutrition services. So you can add multiple or services, whatever skills you are offering, and how many skills you're offering. Then you are going to write a bit about, in this about section, you've got 500 words, and you are going to, pitch yourself, pitch your idea, why people should choose you, what are your skill set, how many years of experience you have, and how many projects you have done. And you can add a link to your profile. Like I have added this Fiverr profile link. So if someone wants to see my portfolio, if someone wants to see my work, they can simply visit this. So later you can choose the work location. Then you can choose either you should be working like offering a fixed amount, like maybe in rupees or in USD dollars, and you have an hourly rate. So you can, like, if you are freelancing, you might understand these things. So you will be writing things accordingly. You can choose the price, or you can just choose this option. Then you can add media, your sample work, your work. If you have already worked with some client, then you can add your project, and you can save it, and it will add it in your, here it in your profile. Then we have other section, career break. If you had a career break or if you had a career gap, then you can talk about the things here. So since most of us are students here, so we are going to focus on the important sections: education section, position section in case you are doing an internship or fellowship, and the skill section. Skill section is you can select as many skills as you want. Your skills can be your relevant to your field. Like I can choose a diet planning. I can write about dietary management. Sports. Let's just talk about sports nutritionist. So I have also studied sports nutritionist, and I also know about diabetes management. So I'm going to choose as many skills as applicable if I have the expertise, if I have the experience. So you can add skills that is relevant to your field, or you can add other skill as well, like that is not very relevant to your as a role as nutritionist, but having MS Word, if you have MS Office skills, like how to use SPSS, how to use Office, and how to use a certain kind of software, so you are going to write the skill here and then you can save it. Just like let me show you some. Yeah, this is my skill section. I have added about almost like 50 skills, all relevant to my, like both relevant to my field, like weight management. Then I added about sport nutrition. Then I worked as an investor with the Shaukat Khanum Memorial Cancer Hospital. So I do have experience in marketing and in advertising. I've also arranged webinars. So I have written as webinar management. So you can write about your skill set. Maybe if you are learning or not, you can add the skills you have currently, you can add in this section here. And once you have added one or two skills, then you can simply scroll down your profile and then you can add it from here in the plus section. And from there you can write any other additional skill. Maybe I can write about training. The project management. Let's just go with the project management. I can save it since it's already in my profile, so I'm unable to, but this is how you can add your profile additional skills. So let me check the chat box. How to place our badge if we get from LinkedIn, like author. Ghazal, if you are talking about this verification badge, let me know if you are talking about this verification badge. If someone is running a small business. So yes, if you are running a small business, you are actually self-employed. You are working for yourself. Then you are going to add it in the experience section. You can write a title. If you are the one who is managing the financial things, you can write at, the CFO, the one who deals with finance. Or if you are the one who is leading the project, if you are the chief executive officer, or if you are the founder of that business, then you can simply write a title as per it. Then you can write the company name and then you can write a description. So you can add it in the experience section. So let's move to the next section so we can timely cover up things. Then these are the recommended section, like they are not the core sections. If you are not adding it, it's okay, but these are the recommended, and this is where your profile is going to stand out of the crowd, and this is how your profile will, get optimized. So make sure to add all these pictures. Add features is where if you have like written an article, if you want your post to be featured, like if you have written some kind of article, or if you have some kind of achievement, maybe a very great achievement that you want that like people should know about it. So you can add this feature offer. Like you can show what you are proud of. You can feature your best article if you want to feature your post or presentation. So when everyone, like if anyone is opening your profile, they get to see that post. Maybe you have posted it years ago or maybe months ago. So if you want to others to see it, you can simply add a post, add a newsletter, add an article here. Then comes the licenses and certifications. In these sections, you are not going to add the certificates. Like you have just attended this LinkedIn workshop, so you will be getting a certificate. So this certificate is not going to add in this section, because these certification and licenses refer to those. Like if I'm a nutritionist, we do get a license of being a registered nutritionist and dietitian by council. Similarly, the pharmacist here, we have a national council like pharmacy council or the veterinary council or the nutrition council. They offer, like, they give us the license that we can work legally as nutritionists and we can offer services. So you will be adding your licenses or your certifications. Certifications mean you are certified for performing some kind of procedure or you are certified for a certain topic. Then you will be adding your certifications here. The certificates of your workshop you are attending, your participation certificates, or your hosting certificates. Like if I have training, like I have done, I'm doing this training, and if Women Ascension give me any certificate, like this is for the like for being a speaker, for being a trainer, I'm not going to add it in this section because this is not a section for adding your certificates, for your course certificates or for your workshop certificates. You can post about them. You can, simply share them on your LinkedIn. You can post them, but you can't really add them here. So make sure to add the licenses and certifications that is, that is going to be professionally relevant. Then you can add projects like your final year project. Some of you guys we do have in our last semester or in the final year, we have a final year semester project. So you can add your project if you have done any other project that is not relevant to your academia, but you have did a project with some organization, with some client. So you can add your project here. You will write the project name, then you can add the description, then you will choose the skills, add the relevant media, and add the additional details. And then you can add contributors. Like let's suppose you are 3 person who worked on a project. So you are going to talk about yourself, and once done, you are going to add the contributors. Who were the contributors along with yourself? If let's suppose we have this person who was like contributor, just randomly selecting this. He was also working with me. So I will be adding this name here as well. So he was like, it will be appear in the, once you have added this, let me edit these projects. This was my semester project where I worked on like finding the prevalence of mental health issues. So I wrote a description of what my project was exactly about, what we did. And secondly, this was a project that was, government initiative. It was not related to my academic life, to university, but yes, I was a part of this project. So I wrote the titles, I have written the description, what was this project about, what was my role and my responsibilities. Then these 2 person are the contributors. We were a team of 6, so I only found the profiles of 2 persons, so I've added them in the contributor section. So if you have done any projects, you can also add them on your LinkedIn, because it's going to add in your work experience, because it's not a job, it was simply a project that you did. If you're adding it in the project section. Let's come to the next sections, like courses. Okay, so this is the course name. If you have done any course from Coursera, let's suppose, or Udemy or any other website, you are going to write the course name here. If they have allotted you some kind of number, you can write the number here, and then you can choose what it was associated with. Let's suppose I did a course with Women Ascension, like as a part of my Women Ascension Skill Development Fellowship. So I'm going to write the course name here, and then I will choose what was the experience it's related with. So once you have added your experience section, you will get to see all these, options here, and you can choose a suitable one. So this is where you are going to add your certificates, your courses, etc. Then there comes the recommendations. Let's suppose you have worked with you have a semester project and you work with your teacher, you work with your supervisor and with your friends. So you may ask your supervisor to give you a recommendation about your skill set. Yes, this person has worked with me and I had an incredible experience. This person has expertise in using this software, in performing these activities, in performing these procedures, and etc. So you can ask for recommendations to people. Who do you want to ask? It may be your supervisor, it may be some client you worked with, or it may be your trainer. So you can ask them for the recommendation, and it's going to add into your credibility, and it will also, rank your profile. Then comes the additional section, add volunteer experiences, like volunteer experience. If you have done work with any society, your university clubs that we have, or if you have worked with any other organization, it was a volunteer role. So you can write the organization name, your role, either it was some kind of fundraising activity or you were the graphic designer volunteer role or it was something else. So you are going to write the role, you are going to select the cause, what it was related to, either it was related to education, health, human right, environment or anything. So you are going to choose the relevant cause. Then just like we are adding the description in the experience section, you will be adding the description in the same way, either in the paragraph form or in the bullet form in this volunteer experience section. And then you can add media, right? The certificates, the group pictures, and anything that relevant to that experience. Then we have publications. If you are like have any kind of publication, if you have written an article and you have published it in some journal, you can add your publications here. So you can add the name, the publisher, the publication date. You can add author if someone else also worked with you, the publication URL and description. So make sure if you have publications, do add them here. Then we have patents. Patents is, when you are like, you have developed some kind of product and you want it to be like, if you don't want others to copy the same product or maybe develop the same product, so you are getting some kind of patent thing. So if you have this relevant thing, then you can add patent, otherwise leave it. Since like most of the students here, this is not very relevant to us if we are student or fresh graduate or if someone is looking for job. Then honors and awards. You can write like honors and awards. Maybe you was recognized for something, then you are going to write it here. If you was like top 3 positions, you participated in some event and you secured first and second or third. Or if there was some other kind of honor or award, you can mention it in this section. Title, the associated with, any other thing you can write. Then issuer, who was the issuer, and then issue date and the description, what was it about. Like we can see my section. These were the project section. These are the volunteer experience. I volunteer for the Zakat campaign. I was a fundraising volunteer, so I have added the descriptions here. I raised fund for this, and like I talk about what were my activities. And these are the skills. These are the courses that I have added. I simply wrote the name, and I chose like it was associated with Coursera. So I added the Coursera in my education section so that this option appears here. Then these were the honors and awards. I was the second runner-up in Zindagi Prize. It was an entrepreneurship competition. So I presented an idea and we was the runner-up. Then we got third position in another competition. So if you have any relevant honors and awards, you can add them in your section. You can add media as well. You can add certificate, the award or anything media that you got. Let me check the chat section. Okay, so you have recently done a project in which I have conducted an interview with the high-level organization. So if your role was kind of like as a recruiter or the human resource department, then yes, you can add in the project section, you can mention the title. You can then add in the description, what was your role, what was your duties and responsibilities. Make sure to add numbers, how many people you how many people you take the interview and how many people you work with. It was a teamwork. If you was a team leader, then do mention how many members you were leading or something like that. So like do mention numbers or do quantify whatever you have done, the impact you have created, the success that you've got. The certificates, you can add certificates. Like if you have done any kind of volunteer work, then you in the volunteer experience section, you can add your certificates in the media part, right? Or otherwise, there is not very specific part. Like if you have attended any workshop and if you want your certificate to be added on your profile, then there's no such, the exactly section where you can add your workshop or participation certificates. Yes, you can post them on LinkedIn because what matters is your learnings, your skills. If you have learned something from the webinar that you attended, let's suppose today you are learning about LinkedIn, but maybe you have attended a workshop that was about sustainability and you learned about SDGs. So you can choose the skill, you can choose the thing that you learned and you can add it in other sections, like in the skill section, if you have learned any kind of skill. Then comes the rest of the sections, add test scores. Like if you have given an IELTS or TOEFL or some other kind of English language test, or maybe in Pakistan, we do have an entry test for, if you want to do an MBBS, if you want to be in the medical profession, you have to give an entry test. Or if you want to be an engineer, you have to give an entry test for this purpose. So you can add your entry test scores, you can add your language course. It's optional. It's not very important. But if you have some kind of, remarkable results, so you can add it. Then add languages. If you know multiple languages, like I know Urdu, I know Punjabi, and I know the English as well. So I'm going to add these languages. If you know some language like Chinese or French or maybe something, then you can add your language here. And you will choose the proficiency, either it's elementary or just limited working proficiency, or your native or your full professional proficiency. So be honest and you can choose the proficiency level. Then we have organizations. What are the organizations that are you working in? Then you can add causes. Causes means the interest, the things you are interested in. Like I have chosen education, health, and social services because these are some of the causes that I greatly care about. So if there's something else, you can choose option and then you can save it here. So it's not very important section, but again, you can add this section. It's not very like complicated to add it. Then add organizations are like it's where you are going to let people know that these are the organizations that you are working in. Like I can write here Women Ascension and I can write here Women Ascension Fellow because I'm doing a fellowship right now. So I can add about this organization. Not a very important part, but still you can add these things. What's important is your profile picture, then your LinkedIn banner, then comes the headline. You must have your about section. In about section, you can also add bullet points to exactly write about yourself, your skill set, your interest. Then comes the education. It's a compulsory thing. Then your skill set, you have to add your skills. What are you good at? And if you are adding any kind of services, then it's a must. Add position if you are doing an internship or if you have done any internship. Then these are the recommended section. Among these recommended section, what are important is if you have done any projects, then do add this section. If you have done any courses, and even if you haven't done any courses, I would recommend to do some courses on Coursera or maybe some other kind of platform. There are already like many of the platforms, but make sure it's a well reputed and authentic where courses have value. So you can add courses here and add recommendations here. If you have like I can add and I can ask Maheen to give me a recommendation. I have worked with her. She know me. She know my skill set. She know how experienced I am. So she can write me a recommendation. So you can ask your supervisor or your trainer or someone who you have worked with, and you can add recommendations. So it's also recommended to add them. In additional section, do add your volunteer experience. If you haven't done any kind of volunteer work till yet, you will find numerous opportunities on LinkedIn where you can volunteer yourself for maybe some fundraising activity or maybe any social cause. So do that volunteer experience and then add your experience here, and then also add what skills you learned. Then your publication is a must if you have any publication. If not, then you can leave it. And then yes, your volunteer experience and then your contact information. Here you can add your profile, like profile URL, and email will be added by default. You can allow the change the setting if you really want, don't really want others to know about your email. But let's rest. You can add your contact number if you want to share it. If you have a business contact number, then you can add it here. If you want to add your address, birthday, if there is any website that you are working, if you're a blogger and you have on your website or some kind of portfolio, so you can add it here. And then instant messaging option, and then you can save your contact information, and it's going to be appear here. Okay, so about the about section that we just discussed, you can consider these settings as well. Like who is you and what you do, what are your interests, what are your experiences, and if you want to give a like kind of call to action, like I'm looking forward to connect with individuals, something like that. Call to action mean when you are letting others know that this is one thing that you can do after reading my about section. You can connect with me, or I will be happy to be a part of any opportunity that aligns with my interest or skill set. So these can be, you can talk about your qualifications, then you can talk about your interest, or if you are already have some kind of experience, then you can write about it. I will share this post. These are some of the profiles that was ranked as top 10 in Pakistan. So you can check out this post, their about section, and also there is no hard and fast rule. There is no exact template that you can follow. It's up to you how you want to say things, how you want, like the way you see, okay, this is the best way how you can like talk about yourself. So you can write in whatever way you want. I have like told you, like you can add your introduction, then you can talk about your skill set, expertise, and then your interest, and then some call to action. And you can take inspiration from the ones who are expert in your field. They are going to like guide you in a better way. Like I'm a nutritionist, so if I really want to write my about section in a good way, I can search out for profiles that are nutritionists or that are in the same field, and I can see how they have written their profiles. So I can take inspiration from them, and then maybe I can customize it or maybe change it as per the things already they are doing. How you can make connections. So yes, we will be winding things up in a few minutes. So how you can make connections. So talking about, again, I'm a nutritionist, so I'm going to talk things as per this, but you can, same goes for everyone. Let's suppose I want to get connected with people who are from my field, that is nutritionist. So I will just write the keyword here in this bar section. So you are going to write the keyword, maybe the job profession or the people do like having the relevant skill. Like I have written nutritionist because I want to get with nutritionist. If I want to get connected with the one who are graphic designers, so I will be writing here graphic design. Then LinkedIn will see, you can see this thing, the people section, where LinkedIn will recommend me that these are the people who have the same field, who are nutritionists. Like I can connect with them, these people. So we have Rabia, Mujib Khan, and Ikra Razak, and then we can look out these profiles. And if I think it's a good connection for me, then I can simply follow it here. Always prefer to connect with individuals rather than follow, because if you are following this person, you can only see their content and they can't see your content, right? Like it's just we are following someone in Insta, so you can see your content, but if you are posting something, the others are not going to see you until they are following you as well. So make sure to connect. So both of you can interact with each other content or whatever you are talking about. And also on LinkedIn, you can only text or you can only DM those persons who you are connected with. Like if I can't connect Ikra Razak, just let me think. If I'm texting, if I want to text him, free message, it's a free message, but sometimes it's like LinkedIn have given me this opportunity. But again, if you want to text them, you must have to like in connection with them person. Otherwise you are unable to text the person. Like maybe if you want to reach out to some recruiter, but you are not connected with this recruiter, so you can't message him or her anything. If you want to share your resume, or if you want to send a personalized message regarding an opportunity, so if you are not connected, you can't send them any message or you can't DM them. So make sure you are connected with the individuals. So how you can connect it, just write the keyword here, and the LinkedIn will recommend you the relevant people that you can connect with them. Here is your connection, like the first, the people who you are connected with. The second, you can see the connections of your connections. And the third, it's like your friend, your friend's friends, and the third is your friends, friends, and friends, something like that, right? So from here, you can explore the profiles. If you see this is a profile, I can, if it can guide me or it is a good connection, so you can follow it here. If I want to connect with some kind of, a person who have the certain particular skill, like just I discussed graphic designing skills, so I will write the keywords here, and then it will give me the relevant profiles. Let's suppose I write as graphic designer. So this is the filter that you can use. On this page, you can find jobs, groups, posts, people. These are the filters that you can choose. Like I want to know about people, the people who are graphic designers. So I will choose the people, and there are the recommendations. So there are as many people who are graphic designer. I will get to see them here. and then you can connect with them. You can like send the connection request, but if you want to add a note, you can add a note too. You can like, hi Siraj, I am a graphic designer. I hope you are doing well. I saw your profile. You were like, we belong to the same field, or we belong to the same interest. I'm also interested in graphic designing. So I want to connect with you, and I'm looking forward to connect with you to learn more about the graphic designing or to learn more from your experience. You can write a personalized note. You can take help with ChatGPT, first write a draft, and then you can modify it using the AI tool. And then you can send a personalized connection. Because sometimes I don't really know this person, but if I'm sending a personalized message, there are high chances that they are going to accept my connection request. Secondly, make sure to follow the companies that you want to work in. Like if I am a nutritionist, I am going to pursue my career in nutritionist, I should follow all the companies, all where I can do the job. Like the food industry is where I can do an internship or job. So I will follow all the companies that is relevant to me, or maybe in future I'm applying there. So follow the companies, follow the organizations that are working on food and nutrition for me. And if you are from engineering background, you will follow the industries where you can work as an engineer. So if you can get to know the latest updates, if there is a job opening and there may be a management training program opening, so you can apply right away and you will get to know the updates right away. So yes, this was about the LinkedIn profile building. This is like we discussed about the profiles, picture line, then your about section. Then we talked about experience, where you can add your internship, your fellowship, your job, your observership, or anything that aligns with these things. Then education section is where you are going to add your preferably in certifications. I added this Microsoft Office. I did this course, or maybe the specialization. It was a specialization by Microsoft. I did it on Coursera. So I have added this because it's a kind of a valid certification. Like I have the expertise in using every like Office 365 tools. So this is the project section. Then we discussed about the volunteering. This is the skills. Then the courses section, if you have done any kind of courses, it may be with Coursera, it may be with any other organizations. Then these are the languages. If I want to add multiple languages, then I can simply add it from here. These are the organizations that I'm working with. These are the interest, and then comes the causes. So yes, we can like conclude things from now. So we have discussed the profile section. We have discussed why being on LinkedIn is important for networking, for personal branding. If you want to apply for some kind of scholarship, some scholarships do demand having a LinkedIn profile and having a Twitter profile. So you must have to work on this thing as well. So we have discussed about the LinkedIn profile building. It takes time of like adding descriptions and like how to add a description and how I can quantify the things. I will be sharing the document, and I will also share a list of action work, like how you can start writing, how you can add the description, starting with an action verb, like managed 5 seminars, organized this. So for that purpose. Then comes the connection. You can simply write the keyword here, and then you can connect with as many people as you want. But I guess there's a limit. You don't really have to send a request to every single person you find on LinkedIn. So you can connect with people who you think can help you, can benefit you in whatever you want to pursue. You can decide your target audience, like what kind of audience you want to get connected with. Like for me, I want to get connected with students. It can be from any field, right? So like this is my target audience, preferably students, and preferably those who belong to the training and mentorship domain. So this is my target audience, and I will be connecting with people according to this thing. If you want to connect with people who share like maybe the environmental background or maybe the psychologist background, so you are going to write the keyword, and then you can connect with the relevant people. Then about the posting thing, how often you should post. It's recommended that you can post 4 to 5 times a week. Once a day, you can do this thing as well, but you should at least post 3, 4, or maybe 5 times at least in a week, so that your page can grow, your audience can grow, and if you are sharing content, if you are talking about, you're sharing some kind of knowledge, so it can reach out to more people. Secondly, engage with others post. If you are sharing your content, people are going to engage with you. But if like let's suppose someone else from your connection has posted, do drop a comment here. Do like their post if it seems relevant. If it's if you want to share it with others, you can repost it. Preferably, it's preferable if you like sharing it. Let's suppose I'm opening this post. So there's this two options, like you can simply repost it or you can repost it by sharing your thoughts too, like this. So if you can, it's possible, do share with your thoughts. You can write the same thing like I have talked about. This is was the post of Women Ascension. So I just wrote a summary of what this opportunity is about and I reposted it. So this is how you can do to make genuine connections, to make genuine engagement with others. Because if you are, it's not simply about sending someone a connection request and you get connected and that's all. This is not how you are going to make genuine connections. To genuinely connect with people, to get benefit from their network, and if they want to get benefit from your network, it's important to engage with their content. If you are connecting with a recruiter, make sure to connect or make sure to engage with whatever the recruiter is saying. Right? Maybe he is sharing his experience as an HR where he interviewed a person and he is sharing some kind of learnings he had during that experience. So you can add your experience rather than writing insightful, well said. Rather than writing these few words, it's not very professional. Share your perspective, share your opinion. It may be 3 to 4 lines, 2 to 3 lines, right? So this is how you can generally connect with people. Do engage with them, drop a comment, like their post. You can repost with your thoughts. And this is going to greatly help you in increasing your connections and followers. Because the purpose is not to have a large audience or large followers. The purpose is to reach out to more people where you may find your potential clients, your potential customers, potential recruiters, or someone you want to like connect with. Okay, so if someone has any kind of query, you can drop in the comment section, or if you want to, unmute yourself, you can raise your hand. So we can then address your case. Because we are almost done with our section. We have discussed LinkedIn, we have discussed about the profile building, and I've also shared like how you can make connections and how you can post on LinkedIn. It's already like, we have like already been 1 hour and 20 minutes. So we can like wind up things now. If you have got any query, you can just write it down in the comment section. And thank you everyone who is sharing their feedback. This means a lot. You can also share your feedback by mentioning me, by mentioning Women Ascension, by mentioning Mahtab, the moderator today, and the persons you want to mention. And then you can share your feedback, your learnings, your key takeaways. Because rather than writing, I'm happy to share, I got this certificate from Women Ascension for attending this webinar. It's not very, going to create a great impact. Rather, write your experience. What was your learning? Talk about your learnings, talk about your key takeaways. So if someone else is viewing your profile or came across your post, they are going to learn something from you. And this is how you will get more connections and more followers. Give people a reason to follow you, or give people a reason of why they should connect with you. What are you offering? Maybe some kind of knowledge, maybe some kind of useful stuff, useful opportunities, information, or something. Okay, if someone don't have any question, then we can wind up the session. Mahtab, you're here?
Yes, you're on.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So, guys, if you have any question, any something to tell us, please raise your hand, or you can just write. Yes, Shaista.
So we have this question by Asfia. Yes, if you are a student and also a visual artist, then you can provide your services. You can add your, the testimonials or the samples where you can let people know that, yes, you are a visual artist and this is your work samples. So if they want to want to have your services, they can get a testimonial or some kind of thing from they can decide. So yes, even if you are a student, you can still freelance. You can still sell services. It's not about once you are graduating only that's the time when you can make your LinkedIn account or you can offer some kind of services. If you are undergraduate, you can still make your account, and it's recommended if you have started your LinkedIn account during the undergraduate, because by the time you have graduated, you will have a good audience, you will have more connections, you have more ideas to share on the LinkedIn. More people you can share your content with.
Yes, Shaista has a question. Can you go on, please?
Okay, my question is regarding to the certificates. So, the courses we are completed on Coursera or other platforms. When we get our certificates, should we put it on the courses section or the certificate sections? This is my question.
Okay, so if you have done any course from Coursera, you can add in the courses section. It doesn't really give you the option, adding the media. Yes, but you can write the number or you can drop a LinkedIn, if you have done the Coursera course, they offer you or they give you the link of, the certificate that you can share with the relevant people. So you can add the number. So if anyone wants to check that this course or, this certificate is authentic or not, they can simply take help from the number or the link that you have added it here. Because in the certification section, make sure to add the certificates that are more like this was about business writing and this was by University of Colorado. So it was kind of more valuable or it will be more worthy if I'm adding certifications like this. But if you have done any kind of workshop and you received a participation certificate, it will be better to add or to share it as a post. You can share it as a post, you can share your learning and key takeaways and rather than adding in the certification section. If you have done course, you can add in the courses section here.
Okay, but on the lessons and certificate sections, there are a section that we can put our and the link of the Coursera and the code of the and the number of this course. So I always put our my certificates from Coursera, put it this section, and I don't know it's correct or not.
Okay, it's not a big deal. You can add your courses here, certifications here. Like I have added a certification by Microsoft. I also did this course on Coursera. So I have already added like all the relevant details, the month and the credential URL and everything. So you can do the same with the certification thing. Also, if you have done a course from some, like some university or some well-reputed organization, then it's like, it will be more, it will pose a good impression if you are adding in the certification section. So yes, you can add it in the certification section.
Okay,
And
thank
like
you
if
so
it's
much.
really going, okay, no worries. If it's really going to help you, and maybe like I've done an impression course on the Coursera, and yes, it's something that will help me in the goals that I have set. Maybe if I'm looking for some job, and I have added a certification like in this section or maybe in the courses section, so people are going to learn or that yes, I have the relevant expertise. My LinkedIn has not the field. If you haven't, you can simply go to this add profile section. From add profile section, you can go to this, wait a minute. In the recommended section, you can find it here. Then you can add licenses and certifications. Is it necessary to add reference in the LinkedIn profile for your previous experience? You want to say that we should add our past experience or not? Even if you have done an internship before, maybe a year back or maybe a month ago, you can still add your these things in your experience section. Or as a reference, like while adding in your experience section, you can add media as well. Like if I have added any kind of media, or you can simply like Women Ascension fellows, like once I'm done with this fellowship and I'm receiving a certificate, then I can add media here. Or maybe I can add some screenshots of how I was training or how I was, practicing things. So you can add references, your medias or some kind of skills or URL, you can add these things here. Okay, so first, second, and third positions. Like if you are directly connected with me, like Asfiya, if we are connected on LinkedIn, then it's mean we are first connections. We are directly in contact with each other. We are directly connected with each other. But if we are not connected, if I'm not connected with you, but yes, I am in connection with one of your friend. So it's mean I'm going to be your second connection. It's like your friend is your first connection, your friend's friend is your second connection, and third will be your friend's friends kind of.
Yes, so
Like
if
this
you're
is the
is
person. Like this is Moses. I am like directly connected with him. So yes, he's my first connection. And if I find someone who is my second connection, yes, this is like I'm not following Sam. I'm not connecting with Sam, but yes, one of my connection, Jake, he is in connection with this person. So yes, he will be my second connection. What cases section for? Can you repeat your question? What exactly you want to say? What do you mean by cases? Shaisa, if you can repeat your question or if you can write it again so I can understand what exactly you want to say.
Yes, I can.
So we have,
I just say that on the add profile sections, there was a section with the name of causes. My question was that what is it for,
okay, the
and what should,
causes.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. So like these are the things that you are interested in and that you care about. It's not very important section, but you can just add it here. Like I'm in the education and health. So if you are interested or if you care about children, if you want to do something for children, maybe some kind of training, or maybe if you want to do something, maybe kind of social service, so you can select this option. If you are into like someone was here was Asfi, I guess he was doing visual artist, so she can select this option as well. So these are simply the interest or simply the causes you care about. So it's not very important. You can simply just add it in your section. So Marcel has also raised his hand.
Hello, ma'am. I hope you are doing well. Do you have my voice?
Yes, Marcel.
First of all, I want to thank you for this meeting. It was really helpful. So thanks from your efforts. And secondly, I wanted to ask you that, for example, I am a student and I have also worked like volunteering with an academy. So in case of putting LinkedIn banner, I think you said the one which is on behind of your profile picture. So how, I mean, what can I put there? I mean, how can I like make my own banner? Should I like put any picture that I want? Or no, I should like personalize something from my own self or such a code that you said. Which one is a better option for me?
Okay, so you are doing like teaching? You have a teaching experience?
Uh, so the thing is that I am a self-employed teacher who teaches English and Turkish. Plus, I
Okay.
am an operation manager of an online academy. I do volunteering there, and I am also part of my Afghan girl machine learning team. We study like coding and these things.
Okay. So you can add a picture, but since you are doing something, you do have the relevant skills, so you can make a customized LinkedIn banner on Canva, and you can write about the topics that you are teaching. If you are like a language trainer, then you can add the language. These are the languages that you are, helping people with learning these languages. So you can mention these things rather than adding a picture because you are clear about what you are doing.
Okay, so I will try that.
Just like we have just like this person is providing these services, so you can she has also added the like a tagline, and then she has mentioned the same some skills, so you can add the same. You can talk about the skills or topics or the languages that you are teaching, and then you can mention the contact information, or if someone like wants to connect or wants to take more information from you.
Okay, so how can I like make these banners? I mean, from where? Just to type LinkedIn banner through Canva?
Yes, you can make it on Canva. From like, let me go to the home section. You can make it on Canva. Choose this custom size, add the details. I will share the profile where the size is mentioned. So add the width, add the height, and it will give you the templates. And then from the templates, let me do this. Yes, this was I did before. So this is the blank template that I've got. Since I'm like, let's just reload it. It's taking a bit time, but from this design section, I can write the keyword here. Like you can write teaching, or maybe you can write education, something, and it will give you the relevant templates. And then you can choose, like you can follow this. Make sure to not write at this section because we have discussed the profile picture is going to appear here, and everything you write here is going to like disappear or not visible. So you can follow these templates, and then you can like download it and then add it to your LinkedIn banner.
Okay, so how can I manage the size of this picture?
Okay, so just like we did, let's go back. Open the Canva. This is where you got this option of custom size, right? Custom size, and then this tab will appear. You can write the width. This is 1584 pixel. I will share the document. The document has these details mentioned. So you will add the width 1584. Then you are going to add the height. Then you are selecting the units. It's pixel, so you are just like using this thing. Once done, once you have entered the measurements, this thing will appear. And from the design, you can select any template. Let's suppose we can just choose this template. You can simply click it, and then you can customize it. Maybe I can write my name here. If I want to add any kind of picture, you can take help from like this photo section if you want to add any photo. Got it?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, no worries.
So can we leave if we don't have any question?
Do I need post my products on socials? If you have developed any kind of product, then yes, you can talk about your products. Maybe if you are like in the project section or in the about section, you can add your talk about your product. That this is about your product that you developed. Or if maybe you are selling some kind of product, then you can add it in your services section. And we have this another question, and then we can wind up, or others may leave. Mahtab, you can guide them so that only those have question they can stay, or if someone else want to listen, they can stay. Otherwise, if someone has got some work, so them to. You can mention both, like you can write nutritionist and then you can nutrition, sorry, whatever your field is, then you can write visual artist as well. So not a big deal because LinkedIn banner is not the only thing. You can mention in your headline, or currently what is your more focus? You are more focused on like connecting with the visual artist, or you're more focused on connecting with the ones who are in your field. Because presently you are a student, but you are providing services as visual artists. So visual artist can be more, you can prefer it because you are selling the services, you are providing the services right now. Although, and meanwhile, you are studying your degree. So you can't really offer something that is relevant to your degree because it's still in your learning process. So you can prefer visual artist. Otherwise, you can add, talk about your degree but in a very visually appealing way. So it also kind of automatically will show, okay, yes, you are expert in both things. Like if you are a visual artist, then you can may add some templates or maybe some kind of pictures that you have made, some sample or something like that. If you're getting at what I want to say. Okay, so if we don't have any other question, we can let's wind up. If you have got any other additional query or you like face any problem while making your profile picture, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. You can just drop me. First, you can send me a connection request if you are not connected, and then you can send me. And once I have accepted, then we can talk in the team and you can talk about your query or whatever the problem you are facing. Okay, so about Women Ascension membership, Mahtab, can you guide her? We can share the details in the group later once we like the session is already going lengthy. So we will share about the membership, how you can become a member in the group, WhatsApp group.
Yes, actually, we're out of time. So if there is any question left, so you can just put it in WhatsApp. And also, if there is nothing left, Miss Noor Huda, can we end up? Okay, everyone. So thank you all for participating and also being part of this workshop. Also, a special thank to Miss Noor Huda Akram for sharing her insights. And we hope you find this information valuable. And also, I encourage you to apply these LinkedIn strategies to encourage your academic and professional success. Thank you all for being here. And yes, that's all. Can go. If there is any question or something left, you can just put it in WhatsApp or in LinkedIn. And the session is over. You can leave.